What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live from beautiful, snowy and sunny
Yeah.
Summerlin, Nevada this morning, man, with my guy, Spread Astaire, man, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know, but the fan base is growing. What's good, my brother?
Oh, it's great. We got a win over the Thunder last night. That was a fun one, even without Fox out of the lineup. Davion Mitchell actually shows some potential. And I'm happy to be back. We're back, right? We took a little break after the Super Bowl, much needed break, but now we're here to break down the NCAAs and the NBA. And I'm looking forward to rocking with your picks in the college basketball world, because I know that, the public loves the NCAA tournament. But the pro bettors, they love these conference tournaments. So I can't wait to talk about those.
Oh, great time coming up with the conference. You said we had a break. It was much needed. And it kind of, I'm sure my wife was really happy what happened with William Hill, because that kind of like started the whole wheels moving, because me for the longest. Like, you need to start taking off more time than you take off, because as you know, as a bettor yourself and a pro bettor, we've been doing this a long time. It's very time consuming. People just see the fruits of it and think it's just we're watching the game, but it's a lot of work we put into this. And from not only watching the games, but also reading stats and looking up trends and trying to find an edge. And I've been consumed with that, man, like ever since football season began, from August 1st all the way until a couple weeks ago when the Super Bowl ended. And what happened was William Hill had our money sieged. That's the book that I do most of my wagers from, and they had like a large amount of my money held up, and they didn't allow me to bet on the Super Bowl because their system crashed like right before the Super Bowl. And strangely, the people who made their bets early in the week were able to get theirs in. I made a few bets before the system crashed early in the week, but even with that, I didn't get paid for 2 weeks. It took them about 10 days before they paid everyone. So my bankroll was pretty much captured, and then I made a mistake that I never make. The reason why I moved to Las Vegas, I decided to deal with a bookie, a kid that I know from Houston for a little second, who's been begging me to get on his book spread. And of course, I killed him, and ran the bag up on him during the Super Bowl, betting the Kansas City live and second half, and taking the Eagles first half. And when I say I had a dynamite Super Bowl, but I'm yet to receive a coin.
Oh, man.
Yeah, from it. And we're just gonna put it like this: it's four figures, the higher end of four figures. It's over 5K that this kid owes me out of Houston, but it's the very reason why I cannot stand bookies and why I moved to Vegas, because this is a business that if you don't have the bankroll to be the house, you should not be involved in. And at this point in my life, I've made it a little bit too far to do my old school style of collections.
No need for that
So,
anymore, right?
right.
Yeah.
So I pretty much
I don't want to
wasted the
see you
Super
doing
Bowl.
any John Morant antics out here.
Right, no John Morant's, no John Morant antics out here. We're not gonna do that. So, like I said, so that kind of forced me to just like, hey man, forget all this. I'm gonna take a little break, and that's what I did. But now I'm refreshed and I'm ready. As you guys know, we had hit at an unbelievable clip last year during the college basketball season. We're about to do it again. We're about to hit you guys daily. This is going to be a little bit longer show, maybe about 20 minutes, because it's the initial one, but we'll be 15 minutes in and out daily for you guys Monday through Friday. Still the same format. We'll just be running through these a little bit quicker, and we're focusing on basketball now. So, Spread, let's get to the pass right away, man.
All right. But, last football talk for a little while. Well, we'll do some draft stuff too.
Yeah.
Boy, speaking of John Morant, Jalen Carter out here also getting himself in some trouble too. So, but we'll dive into that a little more. But let me hear your thoughts.
Real quick, since you said that, I just want to say this real quick about that incident. Jalen Carter incident is very sad situation. We got two young adults who lost their life, his teammate and a lady that was with them that was a trainer. Now details are coming out that maybe they were racing Jalen Carter. This is my only gripe with the district attorney's office. Sometimes these guys use these type of high profile situations to put themselves in the spotlight and bring some shine to their career. And in this situation, I kind of feel that way. Unfortunately, I haven't done a lot of research, but I've done a little, and I know this is a misdemeanor, whatever he was charged with. Misdemeanors are very easier to bring to grand jury and to prove and to put out a warrant on that don't take as much time as a felony does. I feel like this was time. This is a horrible time for them to release this warrant on him. I don't see why this didn't happen months ago, because this incident didn't just happen. It happened right after the national championship game, and I'm sure that the DA's office in that area already was aware of his involvement. But we can go on
Yeah.
and move to the past. So yeah,
No, there might have been some incentive for him to hold off, right? I mean, we know
yeah,
how
yeah,
this money
yeah,
moves under the table. But
yeah.
let's talk about what happened on the field in the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs get it done. Patrick Mahomes gets it done again. What were your thoughts on the game?
Just went exactly like we knew it would. The Eagles got out to a fast start. We were able to jump in with Kansas City money line several times, man, and it was just a very successful Super Bowl. Another one in a long line of successes we've had on the Super Bowl with the wagering world, man, and a really exciting, good game. What do you think about the call that a lot of people complaining about, even after Bradbury says that he did hold um, the guy on Juju Smith-Schuster on the wheel route?
So here's the deal. He did hold, but I was disappointed that they called it.
Yeah,
Um, just because it could have been a classic. I wanted to see them go to OT, and it's funny. I want Hurts, not big on him, but I started rooting for him as the game went. Very rare, I root against my money. You know, I remember
right.
when Villanova won the title over North Carolina.
Yeah,
I was on North Carolina that game, and it was just such a cool game. Felt the same way, and I was really excited to see Jalen Hurts grow, because we know as fans of the NFL that quarterback play is everything now.
yeah,
And if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have anything, right? And both of our favorite teams are going to be dealing with that in the offseason. So to watch another young man emerge and put himself
yeah,
up there, I thought it was exciting. At the end of the day, though, it was a hold. And I think it was just because they had done such a good job of keeping their flags in the pocket the whole game, right?
yeah,
To see it come out at that point. But hey, these things happen, and it really, live, I was like so pissed, but you watched it and it did inhibit the route. I
yeah.
mean,
It
it did
definitely
really,
did. Yeah,
and Mahomes saw it, and he threw to that guy for a reason. So the referee
he's
said,
super
"Hey,
sharp.
yeah, he saw it. Hey, my guy got held. Let me throw the ball there, and he's gonna have to call it." So, could have been a classic ending. Probably the same team would have won regardless. I feel like,
Hmm.
but congratulations to the Eagles for finally finding the right guy, and I can't wait to see how Hurts' career, because that's a great story. That's a great. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
obviously
he's
Mahomes is a great story too, but Hurts.
yeah, he's unbelievable, man. And the high character is what I've always talked about this kid. He's shown it, and kudos to him and his dad for seeing that the situation in Alabama wasn't working. He went to OU, and that really helped him as a passer. Just a phenomenal game to watch. It's, unfortunately, someone had to lose, and um, this time the call went our way. If we would have been on the other side of the Eagles, we probably would have been crying like most of the public. But we also were able to hit on those props too, man. We did really good on those. Both
Mhm.
teams scoring in the first quarter. We won that one at plus
Great call.
115.
Yeah.
The Chiefs over 12 first half. We got that for minus 120. Mahomes not to throw an interception plus 115. We hit that one. Mahomes passer rating over 99. We got that one. We also got Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions. The only one we missed on was Pacheco under 50 yards rushing. Great game by that kid. He's electric. I was looking for them to get him the ball more in the passing game like they did the previous week. But just to show you how great that Andy Reid is, he was thinking the same thing that we were and anticipating that the Eagles would be on him in the passing game. And they ran it down their throat with some great run calls, man. And I just look forward to another great season in the NFL coming up this fall, man.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting unless you're a Raiders fan.
We'll talk
I
about that
tell,
draft time.
yeah, I was telling my buddy though. I said it feels like we got no wins because I don't want to trade up and I don't want Rodgers, but I'm worried that
They're gonna
McDaniel.
get CJ Stroud. I've got an insight that I'm hearing that they're gonna make a move and then they want CJ Stroud and they want to start all the way fresh with him and they believe that him and Devontae Adams can really be a big deal in NFL. And with the accuracy that CJ Stroud has displayed and his winning ability, I think that he's going to be a really good NFL quarterback. He's getting, looked over a lot.
Interesting. Yeah. So we'll see how that turns out. And of course, we're going to give you some in-depth draft coverage, but still about a month away from that. Let's move
Yeah.
into the basketball world. Do you want to start with some college, or you want to go to the NBA?
Let's go to the NBA first. Let's go to you
All
first,
right.
the
The
NBA on the
big
big
game for
prime time
tonight.
game tonight.
Yeah, the big game for tonight is the Cleveland Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell taking on Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. This line has been hovering around -5 all day. I see, since I've done my shows this morning, a little bit of money coming in on the Celtics, but not a lot. So the money seems to be pretty evenly split here, at least offshore. It should be a great game, right? I mean, the Celtics, what can we say? They continue to win. They continue to play well. And this Cleveland Cavaliers team, wasn't sure, if they made the right move, adding Donovan Mitchell. It looks to be great. And one thing I've been real excited about for them is the development of Isaac Okoro, because it looked like they were going to, they had 4 stars there and they were missing that forward. Okoro's a good defender. All he needs to do is knock down that 3, and Cleveland can compete. So, hey, potential playoff preview here with the Celtics currently holding the #1 seed and the Cavaliers sitting there in 4th place. And they're going to take the court tonight in Boston. What are your thoughts? I've run some projections. My numbers like the Celtics, but I don't know if it's a slam dunk. Definitely not going more than 1 unit here.
Yeah, these national televised games always get shaky with the NBA. It's a juicy number if you're a Celtics backer, like both of us see this game going with it -5, because usually they stop fouling about at 6, as we've said
Yeah, they'll
before.
foul right through the 5.
Yeah, through the 5. So we should be good on that. We both like the Celtics and lean the Celtics, especially with them coming off a disappointing performance against the Knicks. They have a winning mentality over there. The coach, Mazzulla, who's doing a really good job of teaching these guys, that every game matters. So I expect them to play better, especially with Jason Tatum also having an off game. It's a nationally televised game. So I expect the best out the Celtics. I probably would lean Celtics first half -2.5 more than even the game -5 though.
Yeah, so we'll see how the Celtics go out tonight. But I'll tell you what, it's a pretty good schedule. We also got the 76ers taking on the Heat tonight. So a lot of good matchups here in the NBA. And it's funny for all the people saying regular season doesn't matter. This is the closest the standings have been in like 15 years. And I would say that there's the more teams than ever that you could argue for. This isn't 2018 where we're just waiting around for the Cavaliers and the Warriors to play again in the finals. There's so many different teams that can make it. So I'm loving the end of this NBA season. Let's talk about some college basketball tonight. As I mentioned at the top of the show, some of the conference tourneys have begun, while the others, like the Pac-12, they're winding down. But we've got some ranked teams in action tonight, and Alabama is going to take on Auburn.
Oh man, this is going to be a huge game to decide the SEC. As you know, it's a rivalry. Lot going on, a lot of eyes on this game. For one, Alabama can clinch the SEC regular season championship with a win tonight. Once again, it's, as you know, a big rivalry game between the two teams. But more than that, it's a lot of eyes on this game because of what's going on with Alabama star player Miller, who happens to be probably one of the top 5 to 10 guys that's going to be coming into next year's draft. He for sure is the top one coming out of college. Brandon Miller. I don't know about where he stands with next to the guys who are playing in the G League and coming from overseas and everything like that. But he's the #1 guy coming out of college. He's extremely talented. He got himself somehow involved in some mess, man, with a weapon, and the weapon was used by the culprit to murder a young lady who unfortunately lost her life. So he's still playing. Nate Oates made that decision. We're getting more information as we go about this. But from a betting perspective on this game, I love Alabama in this game -10. It was 9.5, went up to 10. Seems like a huge number when they're facing a rivalry. But the fact is, Auburn gave Alabama a complete smacking last time they met each other. And Alabama is probably the top team in the country. Them and University of Houston, my little brother's Cougs are right neck and neck. I see those two as the best 2 teams right now in college basketball. We'll see when the tournament starts. I think Alabama's a little bit deeper than the Cougs are, but the Cougs, with the lineup they use, they play so well together. They play such strong defense and they rebound so good. They're very tough out. But Alabama, talent-wise, is so deep, so electric, so long, can shoot the 3 so well. So I think that they really go off tonight, and I'll be definitely laying Alabama -9.5 or -10. in this game. I think that they get it done. I think it's a bag number. We got 72% of the public's going to be on Auburn, so we're going to fade the public tonight and go with Alabama -10.
Any thoughts on Texas TCU?
Texas TCU, high scoring game. Both teams operate really well offensively. It's going to be a close one, man. I probably lean Texas. I lean Texas. I like TCU's coaching staff better than Texas because Texas has a first-time coach, with them dismissing Chris Beard and an assistant taking over. But the guy's doing a pretty good job holding down the ship. But the thing I like about Texas, man, is they got some real talent, man. They got some talented basketball players over there. Marcus Carr is unbelievable. And I think that Texas can pull out this game, but most of all, I would like the over on this game, whatever the over and under is.
I think it's 151.
151, yeah, that's high for college basketball.
It
so
is.
That's going to hit the 80.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So I like that.
Let's move into the future. You got a tournament play for us.
The West Coast Conference. We're going to go with St. Mary's. Take St. Mary's even money. And the reason why we're going to go with St. Mary's even money on this is because you will definitely get a chance to hedge. St. Mary's is not going to lose in the games leading up to the championship game, and neither is Gonzaga. So it will be Gonzaga versus St. Mary's in the championship for their third time playing this year. They split early in the season. You'll be holding a magic ticket with that even money because most likely I'm thinking Gonzaga will be probably favored -6.5, -7, somewhere like that. So now you can hedge at +340. So be smart. Go grab the St. Mary's ticket at even money now. That way you can lock in the hedge because it will be St. Mary's versus Gonzaga, and Gonzaga will be favored when it comes to the championship game.
That's a great way to think ahead. Let's move into the Ball and Parlay. I'm going to start with some National Basketball Association. Game probably not on too many people's radar. It's a standalone there at 10 p.m. The New Orleans Pelicans are +1.5 in Portland, taking on the Trailblazers. There's certain teams that are very simple for me, and the Portland Trailblazers are one of them. I want to back them at home and fade them on the road. And I know Portland had a tough loss last night against Golden State, but Golden State is another one. Back at home, fade on the road. The Portland Trailblazers will be back at home, and even though the Pelicans didn't play last night, this team really, boy, you want to talk about an MVP case, right? And that's not how it works. But without Zion, right? The Pelicans look like they had a chance to win the West.
Yeah,
when they were all healthy, right? And now Ingram's back, but this team still hasn't been playing that well, and I know that there will be CJ McCollum coming back to Portland. That'll be an emotional game for him, but still, with the way that Damian Lillard's been playing right now, I think it's going to be too much for the New Orleans Pelicans. I love taking the Blazers at home, so I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the Blazers -1.5. What do you got for us?
Yeah, man, we're going to go with the Oklahoma Sooners +7.5. I just feel like that's too big of a number for how talented Oklahoma is. They've won the last 3 against Kansas State. They'll be fired up tonight for the game. The record does not show the type of team that Oklahoma really is. They've been in a lot of games this year. They've won a lot of upsets. They pulled a lot of upsets this season. Like I said, the record doesn't show the type of talent they have, and they're always in games. And they've been hot lately. They've covered throughout their last 4. They just won at Iowa State as a 7.5 dog. They just almost beat Texas as a 10.5 dog. And I think that they're more than anything, they're gearing up for the conference tournament because they know that the only way that they can make the NCAAs is by reaching the finals and winning that. They have one of the better coaches also in college football, college basketball. College football is on my mind still. College basketball, man, over there. He came over from Loyola, Illinois, and you notice that since he's left Loyola, they have not been the same. He does a really good job of working with what they got, and Coach Porter Moser is really the reason why I refuse to, lay those type of points. The coach Tang for Kansas State is new. He's up and coming, first time coaching at this level. He's doing a great job with a great roster, but I just really believe that Oklahoma's playing really good right now. I think they're motivated, and as I said, I think the Coach Moser is preparing them for the tournament, so they'll be playing their best tonight. So 7.5 is just too much in a conference game and a team that has had as much success as Oklahoma has had against Kansas State to lay that type of point. So we're going with OU +7.5.
All right, there you have it. I'm on the Blazers. He's on the Sooners. There are the winners for tonight.
That's the winners for tonight, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I love these quick shows when we can get right in and get right out and get to it. Anything for the people before we get out of the spread?
No, man, I'm just excited to get these winners with this college basketball because for as long as I've known, the pros love the conference tourneys, right?
Yes.
And you know, the public loves the real tournament, or not the real tournament, the main tournament itself. So we'll be making some money, and that will give us some fun money for spending on that tournament.
Definitely, the conference tournaments, the big boys start next week. We got a major future that's going to hit really hard that as soon as the number goes up on the Big East tournament that we'll be sharing next week. But for right now, you guys make sure you go grab that St. Mary's even money ticket. We thank you guys for tuning in. We'll check with you guys tomorrow. Best of luck to you all tonight.